Awesome. Let's
Yeah.
get to our next topic. I know Joe's eager to talk about this because I don't think we've heard from you yet, right,
Ring
Joe?
to power.
Fuck
We'll
that.
get to that in a second. I know you can't wait to talk about that. But no, first we're talking about Andor. So if you're watching at home, and you missed our Andor instant reaction stream, we talked with a few friends of ours about the Andor premiere, and then I said we're gonna talk about this some more on our regular show, but we wanted to do that special stream for everybody after we had just seen it all together, not together, but we watched it all on the same day. So 3 episodes is too much to do a summary. I know I normally do summaries. I'm not going to do a summary behind all this, but basically we get the idea that Cassian grew up sort of on this um, primitive planet in a village. He stumbled upon a ship. He was taken at a young age, lost track of his family at the time. He is now on the run from security forces. I don't really know what the exact name of these folks are, but he's on the run from some security forces, and he finally meets up with an individual named Luthen. And Luthen is going to be sort of his tie into the this new rebellion that's just getting started. It feels like it's very early on. They probably don't even have a name yet. There's no T-shirts. There's no logos. They ain't got nothing like that. Very early on in the rebellion, but Luthen's going to be his way of getting a away from trouble and b into this new organization that's going to help topple the empire, or at least create the spark that will eventually topple the empire. Joe, I'm going to start with you, man. Your biggest takeaways from this 3 episode premiere. I see you, Dave. Dave is in the chat, says episode 4 drops in less than 4 hours. David from the Star Wars Stuff podcast, he joined us on our stream. If you haven't seen it, go check out our instant reaction stream after this one. But yeah, Joe, your thoughts, man. I want to hear from you.
Well, Paxton Chrissy saying sounds some what like Mandalorian series or some. I guess he meant sounds like the Mandalorian series. Ain't like
I
the
can see that.
Mandalorian series. This is a kind of a when these first three episodes. The takeaway was they did a great job of building the characters up. As far as the character development and setting the scene. The stage for what's to come. I think they did a really good job in that regards, even though it is slow burn. It is a slower paced movie. But the thing is that it gets you away from the Skywalker saga, where it's now introducing new characters, new worlds, things that we haven't really seen before. And to me, that's really what made Rogue One so interesting. It's like you have this different cast of characters, and you're not dealing with Jedi's and Sith so much. It's the humans, regular old folk, spies, espionage, that kind of stuff that's taking center stage, and that's a good thing that Andor does. It's building these characters, building these worlds up, and if you just go and watch these first 3 episodes back to back to back, it leaves you at a cliffhanger. It leaves you wanting to know more and more and more. What's going on? What's going on? Does it have a little bit of problems? Sure, it does. But overall, the little bit of nitpicking that we do, it lacks in comparison to the quality of the product that's out there. So Andor to me is a refreshing take on the Star Wars saga, period. And it's something that I think is going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to be one of the highest rated Star Wars series, probably going to be up there with The Mandalorian, I would think.
I completely agree. High quality, big production, solid acting, great cast of characters and actors and actresses, if you
Oh,
ask
great
me.
writing.
Great writing. I love it. Like you already mentioned, a lot of refreshing things that we haven't seen before, a lot of new elements in the Star Wars universe, and we're all here for it. We love to see it, and I'm enjoying the ride. I talked about it a lot last week. A lot of the same key points that you had mentioned, but also Diego Luna. I think he's a very different character than what we've seen before. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's not like Luke Skywalker, who was a little bit naive, at a young age, to just kind of stumble upon Ben Kenobi in this adventure that he was partaking on. But Cassian's, very different. He's got a chip on the shoulder. He's got something to prove. He doesn't trust anyone really. He looks a lot. out for himself and just a few people around him. But other than that, he's a very different character than what we're used to, and so I'm very excited. And he's just a fantastic actor. Matt, I know we talked about it in a lot last week, but any further thoughts from you about the premiere?
Oh, sorry, it took me a second because I was biting my tongue. This show,
Oh my God, here we go. Should I
the
mute him now?
show, no, because we're not kissing ass. We're not glossing over everything. Someone's got to have a different take. This, to me, is a great show.
Go ahead.
The direction, the way it's filmed, the drama, the acting, every bit of that I have zero problem with whatsoever. It's incredible. I didn't mind watching any of those 3 episodes. And I can't wait to watch the next one tomorrow morning when I wake up and have my coffee. But it's not in Star Wars. You could have placed this same story or anything, the same everything in a different universe, and it's the same fucking show. I can't I can't do this anymore with Kathleen Kennedy and hiring people who don't like Star Wars. Tony Gilroy is on the record. He does not like Star Wars.
Did he say he doesn't like it, or he just not familiar as
No,
much as you
no.
are?
He said he referenced Wikipedia when they were doing Rogue One. I mean, come on. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is unacceptable. And it's just the way it is. The show is good. It's fine, but it's not Star Wars. It's lacking every element that George Lucas made Star Wars special with. And that's what they're trying to make special about this show. They're like anti Star Wars in Star Wars, and they were using that as a marketing ploy. I don't like it, and I don't agree with it. I like the show just fine, but don't shit on my fandom, and don't just say don't try to troll the fandom too by saying we're not going to do any sort of fan service, like actually make it seem like Star Wars. We're just going to make a show. Tony Gilroy is on the record saying he doesn't like Star Wars.
All right, we cannot let you take this much time off the show ever again. Okay.
I'm just saying, it's not it's a great show. It's not a Star Wars show at all.
If by the end of this season you feel the same way, I will totally say your point
I
is
have a
valid. But I think
five episode rule.
we're 3 episodes in, and we just got off this planet. And I think when we meet the rebellion and we start seeing these key players from
Key
the original
players?
trilogy, yes, yes, there's going to
I
be a
don't know
lot.
if we'll get it.
There's
I
going to
think
be a
we'll get
lot
teased
of
with the Emperor at the end. That's what they'll do. I don't know
we're
if we're
gonna
going to
have
get it.
there's gonna be some people from the rebellion. We already know we're in this show. There's already
They're
people
going to
from the
piecemeal
rebellion.
it 30 minutes a week for the next a million weeks. How many episodes does this thing
Well,
have?
let me ask you a question, Matty B. I gotta know,
Yeah.
man. Were you a fan of the Book of Boba?
No, I hated the Book of Boba Fett. But
All
I
right.
know actually I that's a lie because I liked the episodes where they realized the Book of Boba Fett sucked and they turned it into the Mandalorian 1.5. I like that part. That was sick.
See, so he wasn't fleeced, Teddy. He wasn't fleeced by the Book of Boba. Teddy was fleeced. He loves anything that,
I
you
Well,
know,
said
Ted,
it was good.
well,
this,
I
no, no,
uh,
knew what they're going for.
no.
You guys think when
Ted
I say something's
loves
good, when you
movies.
guys say what you guys think when I say something's good, that it's like the best ever.
If
No, the Book
you
of
go
Boba
back
Fett's
and watch those episodes, Teddy was
watch the
oh
episodes.
man, just like
Watch the
the best
episodes.
ever.
Ted,
Book of Boba is the best
There's
ever
no
Star
quote
Wars.
in there. You guys are
the,
crazy. If you
you
this
you
is good,
know that this isn't
plenty
Star
of
Wars.
Star Wars coming in to this
It's
show.
not Star
This
Wars.
one. This
It's
is a
not Star
Star
Wars.
Wars show. You see this guy? You see Diego Luna? Look at Star Wars face.
Diego Luna, so he just assassinates a guy right off the bat. At least we got like, and
Yeah.
I get the Han Solo did kind of the same thing, but it's just different. The way it felt was different. The marketing of this movie is based on not being a Star Wars or not movie, but it's a show, but it's all a movie.
Yeah.
It
So
don't
what do
matter.
you need to make it a Star Wars show? You need to have Jedi
No,
Knight.
because
Saul
it needs to
Guerrera, some
no
rebellion
no.
people. It'll be
It's not
fine.
character based. It's none of this is character based.
Some
Nothing I'm saying
wars
is character
around
based.
stars.
No, it's all about fun. It's all about family. It's all about timeline. It the way George Lucas made his movies and the Star Wars movies. The reason why we love them so much is based on a certain ideology of how you make a movie, and that was very different for the time. And he has a lot of critiques on his too for dialogue and things like that. But this is not Star Wars. There's no way you can package this and deliver it. It's like you put Pepsi in a can and sold it to someone like it was a Coke. It's not the same thing.
So Maddie B is basically saying that Andor is basically the Coke's new formula from back in the day. It's not the original Coke, so he
Yeah,
don't like it.
but no, it's just not Star Wars. And I don't know if you guys could make an argument the other way to say that it was. If the way George Lucas made films, the way Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau make their shows, this does not fit inside of it. It doesn't even fit next to Rogue One. As far as Rogue One, the second that thing took off, you knew it was Star Wars. Andor's did not feel that way.
On the flip side, I would say the sequel trilogy is not Star Wars because they didn't follow a coherent storytelling narrative,
No,
which
but
is
no, it doesn't matter though because the
very
person who created
key.
it said so.
What?
The person who created it said so. He said, "This is Star Wars." So okay, so it's Star Wars. It's he added a lot more things that he didn't have the technological ability to do in the '70s, but fine. But the man who created Star Wars created the prequels too,
I'm
so
behind on the
you
I'm
can't
behind on
judge
the
it on the
chat.
same scale.
I'm behind on the chat here. David says clearly you don't have to like Star Wars to make good Star Wars. Daniel says Tim Burton hated Batman too, and he made one of the greatest Batman movies ever. Paxton says Tim Burton Batman was good. Yeah.
But this
And
is not
Daniel
Tim
says
Burton.
I thought it
Andor
was
is not
about
Tim Burton
Star
Batman.
Wars.
Okay.
Daniel says I thought it was about wars, Star Wars. And Paxton
No.
says, yeah, best part of Boba Fett was better when Mandalorian came in on the show. I think we can all kind of agree with that part.
Book of Boba was just a segue for a quick little season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, they didn't want to cancel Book of Boba Fett, so they put in what they had already filmed for The Mandalorian into the show and made
They
that
had to
happen.
get the ratings up because that thing was tanking
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, bad.
I like this show. I like the way they're telling the story. We're learning things from the beginning. I want to go on this adventure, this caper, whatever it
I
is.
like the show too.
I'm totally down.
Matty
And
B
we're
likes
gonna
the
get
ride. He likes the ride, but
I'm
he wants you
just
to drop him off at the next stop,
I'm
Ted.
just saying I like the show too. It's a
the
good
Star Wars
show.
stuff is coming.
Maybe we'll
He
see.
has to infiltrate the Empire.
They're
That's
just
gonna
setting it
happen
up.
more than
They
once.
But we
gotta set
already
up the scene.
there's only so many things that can. I mean, we'll see. I'm just
We'll
saying we'll
see.
see.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. Paxton earlier he said that this show is a lot like Mandalorian. He just means that they both taken as a
They're
child and put
kids.
into a certain group. I haven't seen it yet, so definitely sounds like I need to watch. Unless Maddie convinced you. Well, he still likes it, but very less Star Warsy than he's expecting. And Daniel says he heard that Legacy of Nerd Guy was making a lot of great points on Andor. Yeah, I agree. Legacy Nerd Guy is fantastic. That's why we have him on the show so much. You and him look a lot alike, Daniel, but I don't think y'all are related.
Yeah, not at all.
Uh,
Not at all.
not at all. Not at all whatsoever.
They don't even live
And
in the same state.
let's see. I guess that's it. I'm excited. We talked about it. I don't want to go through the entire summary and all that stuff, but I like the characters. I like what they're doing. I like that we're already being thrust into the rest of the storyline. And yeah, we kind of some things have been spoiled. We know certain people have been cast as like leaders in the rebellion. I'm not going to say who for anybody who doesn't want to get spoiled, but we're going to be meeting certain people that we've always wanted to hear about. It's kind of a lot like Boba Fett when he joined the Mandalorian. People were always like, "I want to see more Boba Fett." Well, there you go, folks, more Boba Fett. So we're going to be kind of meeting some people that we've seen before from the original trilogy, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what they do with that and how many other characters we can expect to make a cameo. Saul Guerrera, I'm sure, is around somewhere. Will we ever get a reference to or a hint of a Jedi or a Sith Lord or something like that. I think anything is possible, and they don't want to tread too far or too closely into the Skywalker saga. But I do feel like plenty of Star
Daniel,
Wars is coming up pretty soon.
Daniel is saying we talking ranks.
We might as well be right, but yes, that's also on the way. How interesting that we have so many shows this year that are a part of another universe, an established universe. Yet so many people have criticisms that they're not close enough into the universes that they are based within. Or
Daniel also.
Damon's Hot D. Those are coming.
Maddie loves him some hot D, man.
Those
Hot
are
D,
coming.
Hot D
Those are on the
is
way.
by far one of the best shows on TV right now. Very smartly written. But if you guys haven't checked in, Dahmer, guys, Dahmer, check it out. But
I'm a
Hot D is the best show on TV right now. Anyways, go ahead.
That's all I have on this topic. You guys want to say anything else, Joe?
No, I'm looking forward to the next episode of Andor. See where this whole thing's gonna go, and see who makes some appearances. I think that's really what some of the Star Wars fans are really looking forward to, seeing some cameos.
But he's not. They marketed not doing that.
Well, we're gonna see. You believe everything they tell you, Maddie. You see, that's a mistake.
No. When they put it that way, I do believe them. I
I
think
don't.
that I think they're not going to do any of that. No fan service, none of that. That was their marketing plan.
Isn't that we talked about this last week on during our our instant take stream? Like we've already gotten enough Easter eggs in the first three episodes where the director said there's going to be no Easter eggs.
No, it's like
Do
watching
not look
Gotham.
for Easter eggs.
What they're doing is they're giving you Gotham. Gotham is a Batman show without Batman in it, and it just gives you a whisper of playing in the sandbox, but it's not a Batman show, and that's
That's
what this
okay.
is.
That's okay because we still have the take on video. So when Maddie's proven wrong, we'll make sure that we go back and play
Well, no,
the
make
video
sure
again.
clip it now. If you're watching, clip it
Clip it now.
and save it and post it later. I'm more than willing to be wrong. I just
And
don't
you know
see
what?
it in the
Maddie's gonna
cards.
say, "Take a picture, clip it. I don't give up."
I don't.
Awesome. Well, look, I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how much Star Wars is on the way. And so I think you're going to change your tune a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Paxton says if this goes with Rogue One, I wouldn't think it would have a Jedi or sneak them in because Jedis are in hiding.
There'll be no
Yes,
Jedi's.
I don't mean that we're going to see some like major cameos. I think they want to stay away from that, but they still exist in this universe. You still have people like Ahsoka Tano is around, Kenobi is around, Yoda's somewhere in this universe right now. So they will just mention them in passing. Some maybe a message is being sent here or there, and just to kind of keep tabs on people. Possibly, I'm not saying it's happening, just possibly. And David also says Tony Gilroy has no idea the Easter eggs are Easter eggs because he is not a fan. Well, there you go.
He's
That
not. I
explains it.
mean, he said it very clearly. He
So if
doesn't like
he if he
those.
if Tony tells you there's no Star Wars in the show, but he doesn't know what Star Wars is, couldn't that also mean there's a lot of Star Wars in the show because he doesn't know any better?
I mean, if coulda, should, if ifs and buts were cherries and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
All right, all right, all right. Awesome. I love it. We want to hear from you guys. The fourth episode of Andor is dropping in just under 4 hours now. What are your takes on the premiere? What are your theories going forward? We want to hear from you. Drop them in the comments, or you can always send us a message on Facebook by clicking that send message button. If you are listening to this on a podcast app, we want to hear from you guys as well. You can also send us an email on the contact page of our website at www.countdowncitygeekcast.com.
Hey guys, AJ and I'm here. For more Geekcast episodes, subscribe to us on your podcast app and please write us a review. Be sure to like us at Facebook at facebook.com/CountdownCityGeekcast. Follow us on Twitter at ccg_podcast or visit our website at www.countdowncitygeekcast.com. See you later, guys.